it's quite loud here, dear viewer. Wow, the atmosphere here at the racecourse is quite something. I mean, you know, tell you something you don't know, but yeah, it is terrific here. The noise, a hell of a sight as well. You know, everything in red and white. Stadium's a picture. Obviously, there's no empty seats. Oh, this, wow. This is set up to be something. It certainly is. Hello, I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC. I will be joined soon by Mia Roberts and Andy Morrell. And let's see what happens here as Wrexham face Charlton Athletic. Our final home game of the season, hopefully. And of course, we now know, after Leyton Orient did us a huge favour, but did both these clubs a huge favour, because that result, beating Wycombe 1-0, also helps Charlton keep alive their hopes of getting into the top two. Well, we know what we've got to do here. We win, we go up. For the second time in our history, we would be in the second tier. I can't tell you how remarkable that feels to be able to say that. Not least because, well, I've never seen us get promoted up to the second tier, and I'm ancient. This is an occasion, and let's just hope that Wrexham are able to rise to that occasion and get the result which will take us where we want to go. Although, let's be honest, it's just a stop on the way to where we want to go, isn't it? It's not what we aim for as our final destination. The week has been crazy here. The performance on Monday against Blackpool was jaw-dropping. And as a consequence of that performance, we find ourselves in this wonderful position. And there has been a buzz in town this week, I can tell you. An absolute buzz. The fact of the matter is that Stan Scarr came in, was excellent in the second half of that match, and was excellent at Blackpool as well. So he retains his place naturally in an unchanged side. So we line up with Arthur Okonkwo in goal, the three central defenders on the right, Max Cleworth, in the middle is Scarr, on the left will be Lewis Brunt. Our wing-backs, on the right-hand side, Ryan Longman, and on the left-hand side, James McLean. In centre midfield, the trio that bossed the game. I mean, there's no other way of looking at it, is there? Bossed the game at Blackpool. Matty James in the centre, either side of him. To the left, Ollie Rathbone, the superhuman Ollie Rathbone on Monday, and to the right of him, George Dobson. And then up front, of course, the two January signings, Jay Rodriguez and Sam Smith. The subs bench features Callum Burton, O'Connell, Tom O'Connor, Jack Marriott, Stephen Fletcher, Ryan Barnett and Elliot Lee. So Wrexham, we're on the longest unbeaten run in all competitions in this division as the fans get up again. But Charlton are in fine form as well, of course, and they can still go up ahead of us. And we need to really bear that in mind. They've had to make a couple of changes from the team that, well, did us a huge favour in smashing Wycombe last Monday. 4-0 when at Adams Park was remarkable and has really, I mean, clearly, I don't want to say it's hold Wycombe's promotion bid under the waterline, but they did a lot of damage to them. They had some worries with injuries coming out of that match though, and they seem to have negotiated those to some extent, but not completely. So there's a couple of players from the starting lineup who are missing from the side that played so well. Crucially, Luke Berry is not playing. He scored a terrific early goal to set the tone, but he's out injured. And of course, they also had a player sent off, so a substitute admittedly, but he's missing. And also Thierry Small, who has been a threatening player on the right for them, also is not fit. So they pushed that up a little bit, Small's injury, but he is not fit to play. So two important players missing for them. Centre-back Lloyd Jones was also a doubt, but he is able to start this match. So they've had to make some alterations. Having said that, they do have good players capable of filling in. It's a strong squad, so I wouldn't assume that these injuries are going to massively hurt them. In comes Tenai Watson. He'll play probably on the right-hand side, and then they've got the 20-year-old Jamaican international Karoy Anderson, who came off the bench for Berry at Wycombe and scored the fourth goal, and he'll probably play off the striker. So he looks like it'll be Will Mannion in goal for them. Their back four: right back Kane Ramsey, left back Josh Edwards. Listen to the noise, the teams come out. The centre-backs Macaulay Gillespie and Lloyd Jones, Conor Coventry and skipper Greg Doherty are in midfield. The second line should see Watson on the right, Campbell on the left and Anderson in the middle. And up front is their top scorer, Matt Godden. The bench for them, sub-keeper who Wrexham nearly signed in the National League, Dean Bouzanis. Alex Mitchell, the centre-back, who really wound Wrexham up with his antics when we drew at the Valley earlier this season. He massively over-celebrated in front of fans and players. Danny Hilton is an experienced striker. Tom McIntyre, Alex Gilbert on loan from Middlesbrough. Daniel Carnu is a good striker who is back from injury. And another young striker, Micah Umbek. So, here we are. The players are on the pitch. We're ready for action. Goodness me. What a day this could be. As they're clearing up now the EFL road furniture off the pitch. Andy and Mia will be up here in a moment. Please get in touch using the hashtag AskWrexham on Blue Sky or on Twitter. We'd be thrilled to hear from you, and would be happy to chat about what you bring up as Wrexham, in our usual red shirts and white shorts, against Charlton, who are playing in a sort of dark grey, all charcoal grey, I think I'll call that, being the GOT one of the EFL as I am. The crowd's making wonderful, wonderful noise, and they have been for the last half hour or so, if not more. So it comes to this, and we're swapping ends. Charlton have won the toss. I hear the booing. We are doing switch rounds, so we'll be attacking the Stoke cold brew coffee stand in the first half. I mean, obviously we like kicking towards there in the second half, but having said that, we did kick in that direction against Boreham Wood when we won promotion, as Phil Parkson comes out and claps the fans, and somehow the volume gets even higher. Mia, Andy, this is fun.
Wow, it's unbelievable in here. I've got to say, Mark, we've obviously seen some unbelievable atmospheres over the last few years, but this is special. This feels different today. We're just doing Matchday Live by the fourth walls. We've just had to walk pitch side to get up to the press box, and wow, it is unbelievable.
Right, deep breath. Fasten your seatbelt. Tell your close family members that you love them. And let's go on a journey. The noise here. And Charlton fans playing their part as well, of course. They have got so much to play for. Ben Toner is the referee. As the crowd reach a crescendo. This is something. The ref gets us underway. And here we are, Max Cleworth in his own half, feeding it towards the edge of the area. Rodriguez challenging with Glassfrey. Good header clear. Dobson picks it up 30 yards out. Longman snappy ball around the corner. Smith trying to turn. Can't find a teammate. Great work by Rathbone. Just the usual 20-yard sprint to come across midfield and get the block in. And it's a throw to Charlton.
Yeah, it's quite noisy, isn't it?
Yeah, not bad. Throw down the line. Firm header away by Cleworth to get it away from Godden, beg your pardon. Throw which Edwards will take about 30 yards out. We get bombarded by red balloons in a tribute, of course, to 80s German pop, as Edwards is taking his time over this, just waiting for players to get in the goal mouth. He's lining up a long one. Nathan Jones on the edge of the pitch directing. He pings it towards that 6-yard box. Cleworth heads it square. McLean is there. Not much ahead of him. He drills it. Looking for Smith. 2 defenders with him. And they'll get there first. Hooked clear for a throw on the halfway line to Wrexham. Oh, that's it. It's been kept in, actually. I thought it had gone out. So now Rathbone. Great tackle. Although Charlton get the ball back. And then a great block in turn by Rodriguez as well. I mean, this is what you want. The crowd's up anyway, but this sort of stuff's really going to stir up.
Well, I've been waffling on for 44 games about making sure you start and give the crowd something to shout about. Ollie Rathbone's done 2, and Jay Rodriguez has just sprinted there 5 or 6 yards to just get a block on it. It's something so simple to do, but the crowd again right up for this.
Yeah, this is tremendous. This is Rathbone does well to stretch and win the ball. Challenge leaves a Charlton player on the floor. Rodriguez won the ball cleanly, but caught him afterwards, and Wrexham continue. As Dobson looks to feed over the top, has a nice idea. Longman chasing, just beaten to it. Had a lucky ricochet, nearly fell for Longman then, because covering Gillespie drilled it into the back of Edwards, and it could have left a Longman one-on-one with the keeper. As it is, the ball safely in the hands of Will Mannion, known as Maid in the changing room. Matty James beaten to it in the air. Brunt clips it out, throwing 10 yards out right hand side. It's got the intense tempo you'd expect this game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Just a little bit deep there from the goal kick. Matty James having to go up for the header. We don't want him really going for it. Dan Scarr's got to be brave. We've got to keep them up the pitch. Make Matty Godden be the one that jumps for it, because if he jumps for it, then even if he wins it, he's got nobody to flick it onto.
So again, the setup for a long throw, it looks like, as Edwards has gone on to the other flank to take this. He fakes to take it and stops. I think the referee stopped him, to be fair. I couldn't hear the whistle because it's a bit loud, as you guys said. And he's going to have a chat with a couple of players in the box, Brunt and Jones. So now, here we go again. Edwards with that long throw, which he really pinged in. Smith has suddenly decided he's going to get up to the halfway line as an outball, marked by 1. Throw to the edge of the 6-yard box, and a free kick given Wrexham's way. Shirt pulling going on in the goal mouth, which is why the ball bounced, which is always dangerous, but that's why we couldn't get to it. We're singing about a circus. There's a surprise. There's quite a few people in clown wigs and clown hats in front of us as well. I mean, let's be honest, Nathan Jones didn't mean it to come out like that, but once he said it, we were always going to be trying to make something of it. Now then, here's unlucky. Rodriguez tries to feed McLean. Defender got a nick on it to take it away from him, but McLean gets the block in, throw to Charlton.
Well, we're 4 minutes in, and it feels like every Charlton ball forward we've already got a block or an interception in. It's been a really good start from Wrexham. Just need to see if we can try and get on that ball, keep hold of it. Throw
down the line to the halfway line, headed square by James. Dobson as well to reach that, but it drops kindly for Gillespie, who works it wide. Edwards now feeding it forwards. That's a good take off balance on the left side by Campbell, and he works it inside. The return ball though is covered by Cleworth, who's sharp, gets it back to Okonkwo, and he drills it long. Smith in the air, jumps hard, just mistimed it slightly, but it drops loosely for Rathbone, driving through the middle. Rodriguez was on there. If he'd seen him, he might have been able to play him in one-on-one with the keeper. As there is, Wrexham move it around in midfield. Charlton get back in position. Not saying it was an easy pass, but Charlton were undermanned on the right side of the defence there for a moment. Here's Longman in his own half, being put under pressure. Squares it. Scar is alert. I think he was looking for James, but Scar steps in. Good first-time ball. Brunt driving forwards. McLean outside him. Brunt checks and feeds it back for Rathbone. Dinks it in. Nice chip down the left side of the box. Smith back to goal. Brings it down nicely. Defender slips. Feeds it to McLean. McLean now by the corner flag. Takes on his man. Wins a throw-in. Good solid defending by Watson, coming back to help the full-back. But this has got the tempo at the moment of Monday, which is what we wanted to see, I think, to be fair.
Yeah, well, we've always said that I think Wrexham's best stuff are played when they're on the front foot and they're getting those second balls, first balls, and they've certainly been really good at that so far.
Scar out to the flank. Lewis Brunt on his right foot, dinks over the top, too strong. He's looking for Smith, puts it through to the keeper instead. Remember, you can get in touch using the hashtag AskWrexham. That's ASKWXM on Twitter or Blue Sky. Whether we'll be able to tear our eyes away from this till half-time is a different matter, to be honest. As Mannion goes long, Campbell bringing it down under good pressure from Cleworth, turns well, but then it's won back by Dobson. Well, Dobson was caught from behind by Campbell then, but the referee just turned to follow the ball, and I didn't see it. James gets a good footing. It wasn't a nasty one, but it was a free kick for me. Anyway, so through to Charles on the halfway line, right-hand side.
Already feel though, Mark, like Ollie Rathbone's further forward, similar to how he was in that Blackpool game, but different to the games previous when we were thinking, can he just push that little bit further forward, get a bit closer to Sam Smith, especially when Jay Rodriguez is dropping off. He's popping up in those areas, was just a little bit on his heels in that last one, but he's definitely getting into those spaces, isn't he?
Absolutely, he's really... But, I mean, he, as of every player, is as best on his front foot, isn't he? When he just drives and chases and triggers presses, and it was just perfect at Blackpool, how he was at the heart of everything.
He's so selective, though, in the ones that he does go and do. He doesn't just do it every time, and where he does pickpocket people as well. He reads which side that he's going to keep the ball on, and he reads which side that they're maybe going to turn out to.
Jones does well twice, heading the ball clear, Lloyd Jones that is, but then well read by Brunswick. Man tries to work it forwards, Longman, early ball out to him. Good pressure on him though by Josh Edwards. And so Wrexham have it back on the edge of their area. Charlton are not backing off. Watson goes across and Brunt drives past him. Rathbone down the middle of the pitch, always industrious. Lloyd James, Matty James feeds it square. Dobson down the line, Longman forced backwards, kept it in well though. Dobson feeds it in, that's a lovely pass. Rodriguez right side of the box, holds it up, feeds it back. Matty James out to Longman on the right. Wrexham got bodies in the box. Longman takes on Edwards, rips it across. Great ball in, flicked away. Rathbone edge of the area, didn't quite sit for the shot, but he's taking on Watson. Feeds it wide for McLean. First time cross to the far post. Longman underneath, heads it down in the goal mouth. Volleyed away by Jones. Great pressure this from Wrexham. Cleworth does well to win the header, throw into Charlton. But that was promising, wasn't it? Great ball by Longman.
Yeah, Longman again, 1v1, so good. Again, doesn't have to beat his man, just needs to get that half a yard to put the ball in. Drops over the top of Smith. Can somebody be hitting that middle of the goal to just go and attack the ball? But it just fails to pick anybody out. And then McLean with a good ball in. And it's certainly Longman at the back post this time, heads it back towards them. We've got to try and get on the seconds, but unable to, and cleared away.
I mean, Wickham set a club record for most clean sheets in the season when they won, I beg your pardon, Charlton did when they won at Wickham. As Brunt launches over the top, too strong, goes through to the keeper. But they let that Longman cross bounce. They really ripped that end. As Andy said, shame nobody could actually attack where it dropped. So Charlton now looking to build out from the back once more. Fans whistling, the last three goes long. That's a good ball on the left-hand side. Ball drilled in, and off-balance Scar does well to volley the ball clear for a throw 20 yards out.
Well, really positive by Edwards on that left-hand side. Runs in behind Longman. Longman's got to do his recovery. Gets back. Dan Scar looks after Godden though, and does a really good clear. It's off balance, clears it up out the way, so that this long throw's not as potent potential as it could be.
Jones, the big centre-back, has gone up to the near post. The long throw comes in towards him and flicks off Brunt's head, but luckily for Wrexham, there's no Charlton player attacking it. Okonkwo takes it, drills an early kick, which is flat, and Smith can't quite get to it. He fouls his man in the process. Free kick to Charlton. Watson had got back and done a good job tracking. But yeah, this is it's stakes and it feels it. I mean, a draw wouldn't be a disaster. It would certainly eliminate Charlton from going up straight away, but it would mean we'd have to do something again next Saturday, so far better to get it done here. Free kick to the edge of the area, firm header clear again by Matty James. Great work by Rathbone, who just about stretches to find McLean, who drills it down the line. No chance. Ooh, for Smith, but Ramsey miscontrols. It may have hit his hands. Smith hassles him, and I think the ref gets it right, giving the throw to Charlton, despite the anger of the Macron stand and Smith.
Yeah, but doesn't that just sum up Sam Smith? Almost a bit of a nothing ball forward to an area he's not really anywhere close to any right to get near that ball. And just the pressure he immediately puts on Ramsey just puts him off. And he almost, doesn't he, almost gets away.
Yeah, exactly. And also, you know, encouraging at an early stage like this when you're you're trying to get your tempo going, to force such a basic mistake from the full-back, because that wasn't something a League One player should struggle with. But Smith in his eye line obviously unnerved him. Wrexham being pressed on the edge of their own area. Back to Okonkwo. Brunt is available and Okonkwo scoops it to him. Brunt on the corner of his area, feeds it forwards. Anderson puts him under pressure. Rathbones shows for it, wins a throw-in as he tracks deep into the Wrexham half by Coventry. Player, not the conurbation. Throw into Wrexham. Brunt will take. He's got Rodriguez on the halfway line and aims for him, goes beyond. Smith brings it down nicely. Ramsey under pressure, digs out a back pass. 13th minute. 0-0 here. Huge kick. Cleworth heads it forwards into midfield. Dobson beaten in the air by Doherty. A nice little layoff. Picks out Anderson, who helps it on again. Charlton getting Ramsey forwards on the right. He stands it into the goal mouth. Scar heads it clear. Longman helps it on. Smith under pressure as well. Was he fouled? Nothing given. But Rodriguez wins it brilliantly. Winning at the last defender. He's a long way up and the defender slips. Oh, he's so unlucky, Rodriguez. He had to skin Jones when he slipped. The ball went one side, he went the other, and the body in the way meant he couldn't quite get down the other side. But here comes Longman now on the right. Wrexham continuing to press. Longman does well to win a throw-in. Rodriguez unlucky there.
Yeah, he was. There was a big slip by the centre-half, and Rodriguez just lifts it over him, but it goes one way and he has to run round the other way, which gives chance to the recovering defender Ramsey to just get across him. Really unlucky.
Longman throws it in short, gets it back, level the edge of the area. And Wrexham go back to the halfway line, trying to draw Charlton out. James squaring it across to Brunt. Mead as well, just drives beyond Godden. Little give and go. McLean spins and finds Brunt. His return pass isn't the best, but McLean chasing a lost cause and then hassling the keeper. Good contact by Mannion, gets it deep in the Wrexham half. Scar heads it clear, set back in there, and this time it's James looking to head it forwards into the path of Rodriguez. He can't quite get there. James does well to win the loose ball, though, and calms things down, feeding it back to the centre-back. Scar drives over the top. Smith, is he onside? I think he is. Edge of the area. Can he take it? He cuts inside. Smith! It's saved! Wrexham shouted for a penalty.
Well, it's unbelievable defending, because Smith gets the goal side of him. He's just waiting for it to bounce. He just can't manage to get it down. and Gillespie just puts out a toe and rolls it past his keeper and past the post.
Does really well, Gillespie, because he's completely wrong side. If he gets it wrong, it's a definite penalty. But he does really well. Sam Smith again on that shoulder, long ball over top, great running behind. It's just that little touch, isn't it? Just won't sit for him to get that shot away. Because if he does, you're thinking definite goal.
Wrexham a crowd in the 6-yard box. Looks a different configuration. There's a couple at the near post, a lot at the far post. There's a lot of blocking going on. And while Wrexham are going to Rathbone, who hits the shot. Yes! Rathbone drills it home. This guy is on fire, and he smashes it in. Wrexham take the lead. Wow, that was a hell of a hit.
Well, Charlton aren't expecting it. They're thinking it's going straight into the box, either from the little short one, or not expecting it to go to Ollie Rathbone, not expecting the shot to come in when he takes it. And it's such a good finish, just shows the quality that he's shown this season. Takes him to 8 goals. He's been so good. What a player he's been for us this season. What a finish. And the roof's actually come off the racecourse.
Well, if the roof's not off, it's soon been blown off, because Ollie Rathbone has just blown the thing apart out here. It's a set piece, something that they'd have worked on in the week. They'd have seen a weakness in Charlton's setup where they think that they may be able to get Ollie Rathbone on the edge of the box, clear shot. Exactly that has happened, and when that comes off for a manager, it is just pure poetry in motion. And Ollie Rathbone, great touch out of his feet, and he just hits it hard with violence towards goal, and it hopes. Keeper can't see it, comes through a raft of players, and it's through into the goal.
Hell of a hit that, with such power. The keeper gets his right hand down. He just can't, he sees it late and he can't get his hand to it. But like I said, the way that we lined up, just penning him in the 6-yard box, and they were so obsessed with picking us up that nobody came out to pressure him. Smith shoved in the back and halfway there, no foul given, but they keep fighting. Smith wins it well and heads it forwards. I think he's a bit unlucky. He did jump into the Charlton man a bit, but I'd also argue he won it. And is he bucking a Charlton player for dissent here? Wow. It's all boiling over as the referee just trying to sort things out. Nathan Jones, when the ball came into the Wrexham box and was cleared then, he swung his fist with anger so powerfully, he nearly knocked himself off his feet. And he's just about managed to hold on to him, but that's what they react to as well.
Well, I don't know if anybody got booked in that melee, I can't really see. But Smith actually jumps up, and if he uses his head, he wins it. But what he's done is he had a glance at the defender, and so as he's jumped, he's just pulled his head away and got in with his shoulder, hence why it's been given as a free kick.
Free kick to the edge of the Wrexham box is flicked on. Scar waits for it to drop and launches it at great height. Smith backs in, forces a false head, and now McLean has it. Good run ahead of him by Dobson, driving down that left flank. He's got no support really, but he keeps going. He's dragged a man with him and pulls it back intelligently for Rodriguez. Matty James now, 35 yards out, dinks it in for Smith. 1-on-1! Oh, it's there! 2-0! Sam Smith with a scissors kick. Oh, what a goal! James with the most delicious assist. You look astonished here.
Well, Garrett Harry's in front of me. He's just gone absolutely mad. Can't believe what he's just seen. What a goal, Sam Smith. It's all about the ball in though by Matty James. It's absolutely delicious. The technique is unbelievable. Sam Smith just watches all the way. It's a great running behind. That Charlton defence so far can't handle him. He's been everywhere. And what a finish. 2-0.
That is so difficult to do when the ball's coming over your shoulder, your orientation is all off, and he just hooks it in past the keeper. Matty James taking foul, what a little dink. And we did it at Blackpool. When you get one, we get two. And we just are relentless with that.
That was all right, wasn't it? Wow. I thought only Mo Fowl could do that finish, but obviously not. What a lovely ball in, what a finish by him. I mean, Smith's getting in behind him, for my money, much too easily. He's miles onside, and centre-backs have stepped up. But the right-back and also Anderson coming back to help haven't stepped up, and he's miles onside.
Yeah, but that whole thing comes from a Scar clearance. It goes miles in the air. Sam Smith in the middle of the pitch. He puts off the defender who ends up heading it to McLean, and then Dobson's off on his bike down that wing, and he just sets up the attack by playing it in there, and then Smith ends up being the one that scores. That's a great technique. That gives the keeper no chance because he's so close to the keeper, any touch on it, but he hits it so well.
Brilliant stuff. There's a bit of delay then, which may well be because Smith celebrated by two-footing the corner flag. I didn't see if he got booked. If the ref saw it, I'd be quite surprised if he wasn't, if I'm honest. But he did a full-on Dave Artell celebration there, just kicking the corner flag into the stand. Wow. I'd like to... Oh, hang on, there's another one for Smith to chase, and let's be that player bounces. Smith has nearly got there. It's a hell of a tackle. Smith outpaced him, and he just got a foot to put out for a full level the edge of the area. The pressure's constant, isn't it?
Well, it is, and you just feel like we just keep going, keep using the energy that's in this stadium at the moment, because Charlton look absolutely rattled at the back. They just don't know what to do. Sam Smith just everywhere, so much space for him. He's just absolutely loving it out there at the moment.
So difficult for defenders to defend running towards their own goal. It's something that we spoke about, you know, the time that we take. Teams get set up around us and can go into that low block. We're just not giving them chance. Smith on his bike every time there's a clearance. We've been good with our clearances as well. Really solid, good distance.
Throw in taken. Rathbone rips it in the goal mouth. Good header clear by Ramsey. Matty James is there and clips it backwards. Scars alert as the pass with a little underhead. Drills to the edge of the area. Headed firmly away. The Wrexham win it back. Brown's over the top once more. This time it's headed away by Jones and picked up in midfield by Anderson. Attempt to put it over the top by Coventry. Headed clear by Cleworth. Wrexham 2 up and just having to make sure they put the work in here and stay alert when Charlton try and come forwards. Inaccurate pass goes out for a throw to Charlton deep in their own half. When Smith scores, I just need to apologise to anybody who was watching with dogs, because I've never made such a high-pitched sound in my life. And I can hear them all scampering down from Brumble. So, yeah, sorry about that if you are a dog owner. As Brunt, gives it away in his own half. It's fed forwards nicely, and Anderson tries to cut in. He doesn't get the best touch, and Scar deals with that.
If we're going 2-0 up in a possible game where we can get promoted, Mark, you make whatever noise you want.
Fair enough. It's not over yet. I've just had my usual warning from my watch that I'm in a loud environment. Really? Does the AI...
Mine's been telling me for 2 days.
Is AI that much of a threat to mankind when that's all they can come up with? You're in a loud place. Okonkwo's coming a long way and isn't going to reach that. He's crowded in, but it's headed away. And then Rathbone's hassling on the edge of the area, forcing Doherty to work it wise. Nice turn, though, on the right-hand side by Edwards, who's been putting in the long throws on either side, but McLean wins it off him and knocks it off him to win the throw-in.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all Charlton have had in this, first 25 of these long throws, really. And Wrexham, to every one, have pretty much won every single first and second header. So that sums this performance up so far. You can just tell how much these players want it. Just got to keep this energy now, because Charlton have still got the quality in this side.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're not still able to get an automatic promotion spot by accident. They are a strong side. But as McLean goes in hard, misses the ball, catches the man. He may have got a bit of the ball, but the way he was like he was trying to launch it up the pitch. And made a lot of contact on the player.
Yeah, it didn't look great from here, did it? I did think he got the ball though first.
Well, he's not bucking him actually, he's just giving a free kick, which I think is fair enough.
Just got to make sure that we settle down. Mate, I know we're absolutely on top, so as exactly what Mir says, we've got to keep and using that energy and keep on the front foot. But that's still playing with that ice in the brain of just making sure that we're solid at the back. We don't do anything stupid and we just keep winning those first balls.
I know it's the tactical fashion now, but for me, having seen what's happened so far, Charlton leaving one man on Smith for their set piece just feels a bit risky. There's no second defender to give an angle to that, so you can stick it either side and it becomes a race. And clearly Ramsey's quick, as he showed when he got back for that one-on-one earlier. But the free kick comes in, and it's partly cleared by Dobson. Well attacked by Rodriguez on the edge of the area, and a free kick given. He drew that, and he punches the air. I like this guy, and he knows how important
he actually did that with that first block that he did over there as well, give it a little punch, because as a striker you can't really do that much about helping your defence, but when you can just help them out with a block, make them kick it somewhere else, those are big wins for you.
Yeah, that was great, that was. And as a result, a chance to put Wrexham under pressure ends, and now it's a Conquo on the free kick. The Wrexham bench and the fourth official just looking at something on the pitch, whether Wrexham player is injured or not. It's Kevin Mulholland who's looking, as Rodriguez is penalised for backing in on the edge of the area.
Yeah, Smith does that all the time, you know, the way he backs in, he looks to see where the defender is, and he just needs to just minimise that little scan to know where he is, because at the moment it looks like I see him and I'm going to bash him, and it's just a bit too obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. He does do that, like I said earlier on, with that one he plays at the shoulder. Just having a look at where the player is, and then it's kind of the giveaway, isn't it? As Mannion goes long. Scar being backed into by Gordon. Great strength by Scar, heads it into the Charlton half. Coventry nods it back. Ramsey, right hand side in his own half, squares it in to the edge of the box. Wrexham patient as Elliot Lee and Stephen Fletcher get a big ovation, and Owen O'Connell as they go to warm up. I say Kevin Mulholland's back in the dugout, such as it is a dugout now. Even the fourth official seemed to be pointing at something on the pitch, I'm sure it was, as Ramsey does well to drive forwards, draw McLean to him and then feed it down the line accurately. Anderson turns it on nicely as well. Watson as an option out on the left and helps it on. Edwards now is taking on Longman, level the edge of the Wrexham area. The ball's pushed back to Campbell. Campbell goes round the outside, delivers a nice looking cross. Gordon is blocked, shot blocked brilliantly by Scar. That's great defending, and Wrexham hack it away for a throw.
Yeah, it's really good defending by Scar. Knows he's not going to win the first one, make sure he gets in the way of the shot, which was going into a really difficult area. I think we sort of fancy half for it, but Dan Scar, great defending.
The Wrexham clear, and Smith holds the ball up really, really well. He keeps battling. He's outnumbered in the end, but he gave relief to his defence. He's asking why someone didn't come up to support him and help him to feed the men.
Yeah, he was desperate for somebody to go just on the inside of him, and so he could just roll it into him. I think he was asking Longman more.
Cleworth does well, comes across, offside given anyway. Against Campbell, free kick to Wrexham on the edge of our own area.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be working out as well the shape of Charlton, because when Phil came on Matchday Live, he said that there were a three at some points. And it is that Edwards really pushes on high, Campbell's inside with Godden and Anderson just behind them. They've got the two sitters in there, they go out, they go in to help, and Ramsey comes round and makes sort of the third. Really interesting way of setting up.
Yeah, Ramsey really comes in narrow, doesn't he, on occasion, as the ball's worked out wide and flicked on well by McLean. And now here is Ramsey having to hold off Rodriguez and challenges. I think they're asking him a throw to Wrexham rather than a free kick, although Rodriguez was planted into from behind. Yeah, Watson has come into the side, and he's a right-sided anything you want, isn't he? He's getting up the pitch like a wing-back. He's filling in sometimes deeper. As Wrexham go back into their own half, Cleworth dinks it, nice ball, spots the run of Dobson, who backpedals, can't win a header, but he creates a false header from McDonough, and now Smith has it 30 yards out. The Wrexham fans shout, shoot at him. Let's not get too over-optimistic here. I know it's going well, but wow. He's going to shoot from there. Something mad's going on. Scar looking to play it over the top. Smith jumps and claims he's pushed in the back. I think he made a bit of an exaggeration of that. Rathbowman's a good challenge. Dobson beaten to it in the air. Cleworth fighting away. Campbell manages to nudge it on for Anderson, and he helps it on. Coventry has a bit of space in the centre circle. Wants to get the ball down like this. Charlton are moving around nicely down the flanks. There's a good run forwards inside by Ramsey then, but it wasn't used by Coventry. And now it's Jones, big centre-back, threading a nice ball towards the edge of the area, but Cleworth read it, put pressure on, and Longman can clear. For once, Smith was helping out in midfield, so it'll come straight back at Wrexham. Gillespie. Jones, and then Coventry working it on Ramsey on the flank. Wow, the noise coming from the Stoke Court Brew end is something. The ball driven over the top corner of the box, headed down well by Edwards, who then gets a second contact. Again, Cleworth is there to intercept. Longman's clearance goes up rather than away, and Dobson doesn't get there. Crowd going mad for a free kick, never a free kick. Rathbone fights well, makes a loose ball. Rodriguez launches it high in the air, and it's cleared. Cleworth beaten in the air by Godden, throw to Wrexham. Charlton win the free kick. That's as much a free kick as the one on Dobson, i.e. not.
Yeah, well, there was one before as well, both from the Charlton point of view. They've just put both hands up, and normally you could argue the ref could give it, but I think Wrexham are quite happy to just carry on. But Charlton just putting a few more passes together, but Wrexham looking really good shape. Doesn't look like Charlton are hurting us too much as it stands. But how good have that midfield been so far in this game? I think George Dobson, Ollie Rathbone, the runs they're making going forward, allowing Sam Smith, Jay Rodriguez to get in those different positions have been brilliant. And obviously Matty James in the middle, one assist to his name already in this game, been superb.
Brunt feeds it to James, who works it back to Okonkwo. The crowd were all terrified. All looks in control to me. Brunt feeding it, James playing in the direction he's facing, and that's nice as well, as again Brunt this time trusts Rathbone and plays it. And then he slips. The crowd want a foul, but he slips definitely. Charlton can't find the teammates, but I like Brunt trusting James, trusting Rathbone. He knows they're good players, and he knows the players are face, they're fine. You don't have to worry if they're marked or not.
Yeah, he just took a little bit of an awkward step, didn't he, there? And it looked like it was a free kick, but if he could have played that ball earlier, then I think it was either Rodriguez had just peeled off down the line, and a really nice intricate play, and we've broken the lines with that. Yeah, just play Rodriguez a little bit earlier and carry on your run.
There's now an awkward little touch of Ramsey, just interests Rodriguez. He closes him down, but it's comfortably back to Mannion, the keeper. Cleworth fighting with Campbell. A great sliding tackle then by Dobson. Wrexham scrapping hard, and Rathbone. And then Longman gets to his man quickly. Throw to Charlton, thanks to Longman's intervention. Campbell's certainly grabbing hold of Cleworth's shirts when they get close enough. Whether it's enough to be a foul, I don't know, but the crowd are on his back, which might help Wrexham get a decision if he does it too often. Parkinson and Parkin on the sides of the pitch, so close to history. It's Ramsey. Leads it over the top. That's a lovely ball, and as Sir Charles Watson drills it. Good save, Okonkwo, and he saves it from going for the corner. What a pass by Ramsey, and a great take by Watson, but Okonkwo just got his angles right, made it look quite straightforward.
Yeah, really good save. I need to see it from a different angle to see just how he caught the shot, Watson. James McLean just switches off a little bit, lets him on his inside. It's a really good ball, like you say, from Ramsey, and he just can't take an opportunity, but that goes to show Charlton can be dangerous.
Yeah, they've recovered from the early first 20 minutes, haven't they? It's not as chaotic now, which was suiting us as Rodriguez as well to flicker on, but Smith isn't going to be able to get in a position to chase that. But yeah, there's been when it was chaotic, they were struggling, and Wrexham have had to settle down more into a more orthodox tempo perhaps, but we have the 2-goal lead. Charlton are showing quality when they're allowed some time on the ball. 33 minutes gone. Wrexham 2-0 up in this marvellous situation. Smith does well, blocks a clearance from Gillespie, and awkwardly it's prodded out of play for a throw to Wrexham by Coventry.
I'm just loving the work ethic of the front two. It's been absolutely brilliant, because it just gives you defenders just such a breather.
Oh, absolutely. They're really working their hearts out. Okonkwo. But it's like you're saying about Rathbone as well, it's judicious work, isn't it? You know, they know when to press, when not to. I always feel bad when I talk about players like Rathbone, because his energy is noteworthy and he should be given credit for it, but he's no headless chicken. Dobson lifts over the top, headed away by Gillespie. He's lucky it carries through to a teammate, and it's lifted over the top. The Cleworth can't deal with it in the first instance, but he'll get ahead of Campbell by the corner flag now. Squeezes down the line to Dobson. Charlton pressing high up the pitch, and it's good pressure by Doherty on Dobson, but he knocks it off him. Oh, and a ricochet favours Charlton. thought it was offside there, perhaps. Oh, Longwood as well to intervene. Bit of chaos in Wrexham's box from that ricochet. Okonkwo gets rid of it. Maybe could have been cooler and lay it off, but Smith brings it down beautifully. Rodriguez trying to stab down the line. Good block by Edwards, still to Wrexham and now Phelan.
But how many times in this game have we made those decisions right? You know, on the one opportunities we've gone long and it's been the right one, and sometimes we've kept it short in there. Had confidence in the same men in red to be able to deal with it. Arthur maybe that could have gone out to the left hand side, just as Mannion, the Charlton keeper, goes down.
Dramatic. Suddenly he was on his back with his leg in the air. It's not the volume that's done his hamstring, is it?
It's just, well, yeah. Well, he's holding it. Is this one of those tactical goalkeeper? I said that one for Callum Burton, and he ended up having 4 months out. So I'm a bit tentative when I say that.
I mean, I you never know, do you? But I can't help feeling that they've just had their best spell of the game. The last 5-6 minutes, they've settled things down a bit. So if he is trying to stop the game, I'm not sure it's the right thing to do. You've got Dean Buzanis on the bench, who had a strange sort of history with us, and Dean Saunders tried to bring him on loan for the season from Liverpool and announced it, and then it all fell through. So it was announced that he's our keeper, but then something happened between the announcement and the signing of the contract, and he never actually came here. We come across him a few times in non-league. Australian international goalkeeper Buzanis. Just seeing if he's warming up, actually. He must be.
There's a couple of lads warming up over there.
There's someone hidden behind a post there as well. Yeah, it must be him. But good, yeah. And anyway, Mannion's up. Taking a bit of time out the first half. But yeah, I suspect, while Nathan Jones probably is glad to have words of his team, having said that, he'd also been happy that they'd settled into the game a bit.
He's been screaming. Sorry, Matt. He's been screaming at them for most of the game, but I don't think they would have heard much of it just because of how loud it's been in the racecourse so far today, and it's just been unbelievable, hasn't it? I mean, these players have given absolutely everything, and so have the fans so far. If they can just keep using that, then I think they'll be just fine.
In midfield, Longman thinks a good ball. Smith, lovely skill, brings down, finds Rodriguez. He tries to skin his man, looks at the foul, gets it. I'm not convinced that was a foul myself. Gillespie can't believe it. I think it was very cute from Rodriguez.
Well, I think he realised he wasn't going to get there to the little tap around him, so there was contact. Take it, go down. We find it so frustrating when players do that to our defenders. But you've just got to sometimes take that opportunity. Just going back, sorry Mark, just going back to the Okonkwo save, really important. Really good ball, low, flat ball to Watson, but as it drops to Watson in there, it's on right in the middle of his feet, so he can't really get a decent swing at it, either left or right. But Okonkwo's such an imposing goalkeeper. He just makes himself so big. He's able to just block with his body and then catch the rebound.
James then pings it to the far post. Brunt gets up, can't control his header, goes behind for a goal kick. Oh, I would love to go play football like James does, just casually. Anyway, wow. Yeah, Okonkwo, like I say, with his wingspan, as long as he can focus on getting his angles right, you're going to have to pull out a really good finish. You would expect to beat him. Steve Watkin was the guest at the club downstairs, so I get our 5-minute chat for the people who are down there having their meals with the ex-player. And I managed to ask him something. I started off as something I always wanted to ask him, which is that the best save I made in my life was from Steve Watkin. Does that make me better than David Seaman? He seemed to think quite possibly. So I thought it was slightly generous, if I'm honest with you. As Brunt gives it the old heave-ho, launch it long ago. Smith will fight for this, backing in to his man. It's good defended by Gillespie to get it clear, but Rathbones did the second ball first. His header doesn't find Longman, and it's driven down the line by Edwards. Good cover again by Cleworth, who's been busy at the back and has done well. Throw into Charlton, 25 yards out, left-hand side.
Well, it does look like they've maybe in that little huddle that they've had changed to a 3 at the back. Edwards more pushed on. Campbell's a lot more central than he was running into out, and then Anderson in behind them.
There'll be another long throw. The centre-backs come up late, trying to disrupt Wrexham's marking. Just won't be set up without governing for them. That's what Jones actually is unmarked. Has a lovely ball to the box. Chance for Campbell. Makes the angle. Brilliant block. It spins in the goal mouth for Conquo. Partly clear with a punch. Dobson helps it partly on. And the ball's worked back to the halfway, and Coventry volleys it back in the goal mouth, and that's what Scar was made for. Heading it clear. Comes back in again by Doherty. Some crowd on the edge of the box. Dobson does brilliantly to bring it away, but then loses it. Danger still. Coventry driving into the middle of the box. Tries to square it. He just ran out of legs. And McLean's got time to clear now.
Well, just bodies all around it, weren't there? There's so many red shirts in and around that ball at the time. They did really well to try and fashion a chance, but I think two players of Wrexham coming out to block it. Great block. And then Arthur getting involved in the ball back in. But like you said, Dobson had it, didn't he, at his feet, and he could have cleared it and looked to just knock it past and run round, but didn't quite get it right.
Charlton again with the ball. They've had more of the possession, certainly in the last 15 minutes. As they drill along one, that's another great ball. Look at Watson. McLean just about adjusts and gets ahead to it. The second ball drops in, but it's offside against Watson. He's run well in midfield by Anderson, but yeah, Watson had no chance to get back on side.
Yeah, it's just a couple of times on McLean, isn't it? Just got to have a little look, little scan, know where he is.
Connor Coventry, last few, just finding his range, isn't he, at the moment in that middle, just dropping in to that back three, almost at times being that sort of quarterback. Just that little reverse ball he played. The last little move was really nice, and then Tyrese Campbell, lovely little touch out, just couldn't wrap that shot round. It's a good effort though.
Conco's taking his time over this. There'll be a good chunk of time added on, of course, for the treatment to Mannion. Got 4.5 minutes left of 45. The Conco gets distance. Rodriguez on the flank jumps, beaten in the air well by Jones. The ball falls on the halfway line, brought down well by Campbell, who's then put under pressure. Rathbone just scurrying into him to put him under duress. Charlton work it across midfield well though, and here is Campbell popping up on the left now, engaging with James. He's got an option inside him and rolls it across. Chance for a cross. In fact, a cute back heel by Anderson. Campbell again now, left side the box, onto his right foot, feeds it in. Good foot in again by James, and it's driven clear by Longman, who was caught after the ball was gone by Campbell.
Well, it's just foolish. Doesn't need to make the challenge. He's off balance, making the ball down the line. They've not really got any player up. Smith is the only one, surrounded by three. Just lets Wrexham off the hook, really, because they could quite easily have got the ball back. They've certainly been okay in the last 5 minutes, haven't they? Got a lot more possession. They look just a little bit brighter on the ball. Wrexham just need to keep that intensity, keep that momentum, and manage the game properly.
I feel sometimes they get out wide, they get out there really well. But Campbell, as a case in point down, I think, sort of delays actually looking to play a sort of killer pass in, and we're just getting bodies in the box, and they're looking to play pullbacks. He's right-footed, cutting in from the left, and he's not. There's just too much traffic, and Matty James is so good at reading those situations and getting a foot in. As from the free kick, Wrexham concede a free kick in the Charlton half. Campbell was booked for his challenge on Longman, which was just aft. Longman had got it clear. There's nothing to gain from it. He wasn't putting pressure on him. Now Charlton moving it around at the back. I mean, to be fair, Charlton have improved it markedly as Scar leaves it long ball for Concord to come from.
Good communication. Scar in the middle, just ordering McClure just to duck under it. Get the bounce right, skids off nicely into Okonkwo's arms.
The crowds have been sort of quietened. They're now merely phenomenal rather than deafening. Okonkwo drills it long, inaccurate or off balance. It's prodded forwards by Watson. A cool little square header by Brunt. McLean down the line, looking for Rodriguez, unlucky. He slips. I don't think he'd have got there anyway, to be fair. And it's gone for the goal kick. I'll take 2-0 at half-time, thank you very much. 90 seconds plus a decent chunk, you'd think, of added time. The Wrexham fan behind us sarcastically shouts, "Take your time" to Mannion as he stands over the goal kick. Wrexham, from a short goal kick, put pressure on. The ball's fed out into midfield. Cleworth has stepped up with Campbell, who tries a little cute flick between Longman's legs. Problem is, Edwards has nothing to aim for. And Wrexham win it back, and that's lovely, snappy passing between Smith, Rodriguez, and Longman. Smith, good work, turns, works it inside. Now there's space on the left of Wrexham, shift it quickly, and they do. As O'Brunt drives forwards, Coventry has to come out to deal with him. Wrexham work it back in this end to their own half, and Charlton trying to get up the pitch to put pressure on the ball. Longman under pressure, turns inside, well blocked by Edwards. Longman pulls him down off the ball. Ref plays advantage. Campbell now coming inside, rolls it into the box. Godden's forced wide, and good work by Longman to hook it away. Will the ref book him now? Because he signalled that he saw it, and he will book him, I'd assume. Yeah, he points around the pitch to talk about the other fouls he's committed. I don't recall the other fouls he's committed, but I think that was worthy of a yellow because he grabbed his man's shirt off the ball and pulled him to the floor. And I don't think you need the excuse of saying you've done it 3 times beforehand. Corner then to Charlton. Coventry makes his signal, bouncing it on the ground, and then spots it up. Charlton have 3 men in the 6-yard box, 4 minutes added time. 2 of them beyond the far post are really looking to cause disruption, and Okonkwo's blocked off. It's headed away well, and now on the edge of the box, Longman under extreme pressure from Anderson, needs to get rid of this, and he's lost it. Huge tackle to put it behind by Scar. Great work. He complains to the ref, understandably, as does Okonkwo. He was clearly obstructed then, but I have sympathy for refs because in those situations there's so much going on. But Okonkwo just was trying to come for it and was blocked off.
Yeah, it's a great tackle, isn't it? Dan Scar again has been so good today. That man mounted in the middle of that back 3. But Ryan Longman, you're just thinking, just get rid of it, get rid of it.
Ball fed to feet. Gordon pops it back out wide. Coventry sweeps to the far post again, headed partly clear by Rathbone. Volley back in is easy for Okonkwo.
Well, we saw a quick set piece work for Wrexham the other end. Charlton try one of their own, but Wrexham again defend it really well, just making sure every time that ball gets in the box it's a red shirt that heads it away or just gets something on it. That's where Charlton just aren't having any joy at the moment with those balls in.
Okonkwo then with the kick, right-footed. Smith will battle with Jones in the air, and the centre-back gets there and then slices it square. Volleyed forwards by Watson, well run again by Brunt, and Rodriguez backpedaling as well to flick it on. He looks for the return ball from Smith, who touches it on and is just beaten to it. James gets an important little header and a nice little nod back to him by Longman. We've had 1 3/4 of the added 4. McLean back to Okonkwo sensibly. Okonkwo taking a position on the other side of the box. Tries to quickly scamper across. He knocks it long. Smith battling with Jones. They buff it against each other. Jones, Gillespie rather, wins it well. Then Matty James doesn't get away with a handball. The referee hesitated a bit. Not sure why.
Yeah, I thought he wasn't going to. It obviously wasn't an intentional one, but he does in the end. Just a little chance for Charlton to maybe knock it forward and get one more chance before half-time.
I'm going to get to half-time now, if I'm honest. Charlton are looking decent in the way they're knocking on the door. And I think actually let's just get in with 2-goal leads and make it feel good, comfortable. As Cleworth was well, just stretches around Campbell and wins it back. Dobson works it across to the left-hand side. Just you can hear a little bit of edginess in the crowd. You know, players playing passes like that one is by Dobson. I think it's perfectly in control. As Cleworth, looks to feed him behind Gillespie. Unlucky, Smith was the intended recipient. Dobson heads it forwards again. Longman gets it well. Rodriguez is picking up nice space between the lines. Brilliant instant ball by Dobson. Finds Rathbone in space, driving through the middle of the pitch. Runs outside him. He feeds him. McLean's outside him. Level the edge of the area. Tight on the touchline. Taking on Watson. Goes outside, then inside, then hits the goal line. And has he won a corner? Yes, he has. Good snappy play by Wrexham, that.
Really good from Wrexham. They've been so good in that middle of the park, just calm, composed on the ball, not just panicking in those moments. They've been so good, even though the Charlton press isn't half bad, is it? They've dealt with it so well. Just real composure on that ball. An opportunity for a third.
James then with the in-swinger. Charlton have everyone back defending. Okonkwo's up on the halfway line because Wrexham have got 2 players looking to box Charlton in about 30 yards out. Should they escape with the ball? Ball swung by James. Cleworth beyond the far post as well to get up and can only head it back out of play. And that is half-time. Wow, job half done. Job well done so far. Absolutely magnificent, that from Wrexham. Charlton came back into it well. They're a good team. But Wrexham are halfway there. An absolutely coruscating first 20 minutes. Wrexham taking a 2-goal advantage, and deservedly so. And fair play to Charlton for being able to recover and at least pull themselves back into the game in terms of the balance of play. They started to threaten, and the second half's going to be interesting. Got a couple of messages here before we get on to the Ars Wrexhams, and I suspect it's feasible there'll be a couple of Ars Wrexham messages, you know, because with them, they're great. You look on his social media, he makes all these fantastic sort of player pictures. They're great. And love from Lou and her lucky red lipstick. Well, I don't know if I passed on some sort of dodgy coded message, but there you go. And also, I bumped into somebody outside the ground. I've had a lovely time last night. I popped into the turf. I got up to leave at 6 and literally made it to the exit at midnight because everybody was chatting about I met so many wonderful people. But I would point out that today, outside the ground, I bumped into somebody who just wants me to say, I can't find a note. Oh, this is frustrating. I can't find the note. Am I going to have to... Oh, this is a nightmare. Oh man, if I build it up like that and then the note's been deleted or something. Here we are. Because I'm hearing that it's Rebecca Large's 30th birthday down in the... Well, Mum saw it's come over from the Channel Islands. And also she's getting married in October. So, I mean, can I just say, Rebecca, don't do that, because there'll be a match on October Saturday. There'll be a game. You've got to hustle your partner into a summer marriage, bring it forwards or set it back, one way or the other. I always find if you want to postpone a wedding, fake your own death and then rearrange later. When they find that you're alive, they'll be all the more grateful and happy to marry you. That's my experience anyway. Neil Williams coming over the horizon. What's that coming over the hill? It's Neil Williams. It's Neil Williams. Yeah, so that's what I find. If you fake your own death, they're so glad when they find that you are alive after all that they're really, really keen to get married to you. That's my observation. And also, it means you need to go on holiday for a while, because when you claim that you went canoeing in Bolivia on the Amazon and you were, you couldn't get back for 6 months, you need to make it look like you've been somewhere hot. So I would recommend somewhere tropical for 6 months beforehand. As long as you can get iPlay, you'll be fine. iFollow, rather.
Whitchurch?
Whitchurch, yeah. Whitchurch, that's where all the best people go to disappear. Absolutely.
Very true. Yeah, hence why I'm there.
Very much the Paraguay of Britain. all the Nazi war criminal hunters that converge on Whitchurch to look around for, Hermann Hessler, who was a great midfielder for Bayern Munich back in the day, wasn't he?
He was, but...
You enjoying this?
Big phone.
Something weird is happening to your microphone. Neil, use that one and I'll try and work out what's going on.
Is that one better, Mark?
It's lovely.
A lot of crackles, sorry.
But yeah, this has been something, hasn't it?
Oh, I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. I've been so nervous. I know this is the third time, 3 years in a row, we've been in the same situation, playing at the Stoke Kairos to gain promotion, and this is the worst one for me, and I don't know why.
Well, I felt great I felt I was a winner before the game began. Not because of the Orient result, although I was delighted with that, but because when I came and signed in, the pie situation, there was twice as many pies as normal.
Healthy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm thinking this is shaping to be a 2-pie Saturday. There's bound to be some left over when I leave. Hang on a second, he's just signalled 2 to himself. You said you haven't eaten since breakfast.
I've got 2 to take home with me.
Oh, that's naughty.
I haven't eaten it. I can't. My stomach has been doing somersaults all day, but what a game. We've dominated. We've restricted them to very, very few chances on goal. And the lads are doing what we expected them to do after Monday's game away at Blackpool, where they're superb. They've just carried on from them, and we don't look like conceding. And it's wonderful to see at half-time we're 2-0 up, Mark.
Yeah, there's a lot of fate tempting in that there. Let's break it down. I think half-time, I feel, has come at the right time, though, because I felt Charlton did manage to get a foothold in the game. We defended well, but I'm glad they'll go back in now for Parkinson Park in Esnal to just get them back to those levels at the first half and put pressure on them, because when the game was chaotic, Charlton were really struggling, weren't they?
They were. I mean, to be fair, the first corner they had was in the 44th minute, the last minute of the first half, and they had 2 consecutive corners. So, I wasn't too troubled by the market. I mean, they are the informed team in the league at the moment, I mean, Wrexham are doing really, really well. What they've done very well is silence the away fans. They were very loud before the game started, and what a great place to be again in the second afternoon.
Oh gosh, yeah. Leo saying what a great 45 minutes for Wrexham. Everyone playing so well, loving the pressure from our front too. They've been tired of Smith and Rodriguez, haven't they? Dobson and Matty James made some great and snappy passes. Scar was a mountain at the back. And a mountain that can pass out from the back as well. It's so rare, isn't it? Snowden's very one-footed.
Lingard now, sorry.
I beg your pardon. Sorry. I do apologise. Although I'll never succeed in remembering what Brecon Beacons is in Welsh. I'm sorry. But I'll never remember it. No, sadly. I
mean, talking about Scar again, Mark, considering he's had very first team football this season at all, to come in and step in for, Connell got injured in that Bristol Rovers game, and he has really stepped up to the mark, and he's been absolutely superb. He wins everything in the air, he's very calm and collected. The only couple of panicky bits is in the last couple of minutes of the added time, where we, instead of clearing the ball out of the penalty area, we just passed it between us, and because we're actually stood, we're actually right behind the, that's where we're doing our work, and just behind the goal there to the right left at the moment. So
you're in the fourth wall.
The lower part of the fourth wall, off to the right, as you're looking at it.
You're pointing
to the left, sorry, to the left.
So
we're down here,
you're by the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil, you're complicated. I love this. Barcode Mark says Blue Sky is crashing every time trying to search Arse Wrexham. We've broken it.
Hey, I'm sure there's a lot out there trying to keep up with the results today. And a quick shout out to my brother who's listening to the game for the first time down in Cornwall today. Wow. And the Cornish Reds.
Nice one. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, I feel like being stereotypical. They'll be eating clotted cream in the streets of Cornwall tonight if we go up.
Clotted cream and Cornish pasties.
There you go. And of course, Scrumpy.
Oh, you can't beat a nice Scrumpy.
It was eye-opening going to Cornwall for the first time in my life years ago, to find that, people, I'd heard of Scrumpy, and I thought, it's just cider or whatever. I said, no, it's not. It's not.
It's blow your brains off cider.
And it's like, although they sell it in like the sort of plastic cans that you have.
Kegs.
Yeah, or
flagons they call it, I think.
But what they tend to be when I've seen them, but just essentially the sort of thing you'd carry petrol. It's like a nice taste of this, and it's not really much. And then suddenly you're thinking, I feel really happy. It really has an effect. There are other ways to be happy, everybody. Please remember that. The Wrexham Reader, I think, I've got to be honest, I do see it this way. Half-time 2-0. Probably the most anxious 45 minutes of the season up next.
Very true.
As long as we don't in the ground, transfer that to the players, because that has happened a bit this year at the racecourse. And there was some nervous moments when we were passing it around in our half, and it's like, it's okay, we're into control. The only time I felt we were not was when Longman was in the box and he turned back into trouble.
Correct, yes.
And immediately he thought he'd be able to have some passing lane open, and he turned back and there were two Charlton players in his face, and that was hairy. But then Scar made a wonderful challenge to end all that nonsense. Yeah, fantastic.
And I can't see Parkinson making any changes at half time. He'll let his team go for as long as he thinks it's possible, and before he makes any kind of change. I thought when after he scored that second goal, I thought when he put the subs out, he's thinking of going defensively and trying to defend a 2-0 lead, but we don't do that at Wrexham, do we?
Well, I've been assuming at half-time that the message, in essence, will be, can we get back to those levels of the first 20 minutes? Because if we can get that tempo back up again, and they were not coping with it.
No, they weren't. Totally.
I'm reluctant to go too far down they'll overcommit because they need to win. Because, I don't know, maybe they've got one back, they might start taking chances, but But they do need to win if they're to have any chance of going straight up.
Well, that's very true, Mark. And it's only it's not a slim chance. If they draw with us, they're still 3 points, 4 points behind us. So they can't then.
Oh yeah, they need to win to try and get in the top two.
Yeah, of course they do. So they've got a lot to do.
There comes a point where they surely will be thinking, okay, well, if we can get a point out of this, it helps us position for the playoffs.
Or you get to a point where you think, well, let's take some of our better players off and just, we concede maybe, and then they look towards the playoffs.
I don't know. I reckon
and rest players, because that's going to be a two-legged affair.
I think next weekend will be when they might think about that myself.
You think so?
Yeah, I think this is do or die, isn't it? Really?
Oh, it is. It is. If they don't win today, they haven't got no chance of making it automatic.
Yeah.
Or making it very, very tasty for next Saturday when one of 4 clubs can go up automatically. So,
yeah,
which we don't want.
No. Ruby slippers. Am I interpreting this correctly? I don't know. I'm slightly scared of reading this, so I'm not totally sure what it means. Clearly, my anxiety is contagious because stress toots are escaping the puppers. I think, are you saying that your dogs are breaking wind? That's how I'm reading it.
She's not using a dog with a stress ball, is she?
Oh God, Neil, you're horrible. Blanket with it. That would be unpleasant. I seem to be performing a service for the Channel Islands because Des asks, can you check on my son Darren, who's in Guernsey and concerned about his blood pressure? Not Darren Brace, surely.
Surely it can't be Darren Brace.
What a man he was.
Player,
I always remember interviewing him before we played Stockport, and Kieran Durkin, his great mate, had moved to Stockport. And I said to him at the end of the interview, I said, what's it going to be like, because you'll be up against him.
Yeah.
How are you going to go about marking him? And he said, I'm just going to kick him over the stand. But beautiful. That,
football in the good old days, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you only have to touch them and they fall over, and
Oh, Vic shots. I sort of mentioned this in passing. Okay, since this might be the last game at home this season, please let it be the last game at home this season.
Yes.
What are the meat pies like at the Stoke Kairas? Well, like I said, it could be a double pie day. I had steak and ale today. They're really good. They are very, very good.
I had one of those the last home game, and it was beautiful, the steak and ale, I must say. It's all made by a local bakery, isn't it? And they are very, very good pies. So,
and I also
no complaints.
I tend to go for the sort of modern football pie now, the chicken balti has become, and that's really good.
On that note, Mark, I shall love and leave you.
Well, Neil, let's hope that when I see you next, we're in the championship, eh? That'll be quite something.
It will be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I might be in flood of tears, but there we go.
It'll be worth it. So, 45 minutes to go. Can Wrexham finish this job? Ooh. I told you to fasten your seatbelt. Oh, dear me, sorry. Crackling atmosphere there, sorry. I've been itching to say that all half. I've got to say, there is clearly a loose connection, and I've been swapping in and out stuff, and whenever I take a Roman test, this doesn't happen. And I'll come here and it does, so I do apologise. It does crackling noises. If it's any consolation, are genuinely upsetting for us when they make us jump out of our skin. So, Andy and Mia are down doing the match day live, but they'll be up as soon as possible. We're a bit concerned that they might get stuck in traffic, and here they are. Oh, well, I've done very well there. That's good work. They're up just in time for the second half to start. Charlton kicking towards the Stuck Cold Brew coffee stand, and Wrexham are 45 minutes away from achieving something remarkable as Charlton launch it long straight away. Brunt, as always, gets up early, heads it out, through to Charlton, 25 yards out right hand side. Ramsey wants to take it quickly and works it in, gets that ball back from Coventry, and Rathbone intercepts, carrying it forwards into a crowd. It comes off him last, and the referee mistakenly gives the throw to Wrexham. I was sort of postulating that maybe what Parkinson's basic thrust will be at half-time is, can we get back up to that first 20 minutes tempo? What we're doing is great, let's just get back and not let Charlton dictate terms to us again.
Yeah, we've just said exactly the same on Matchday Live, really. You know, this first 15 minutes of this second half is equally important as that first 15 of the first half, which we were so good in. And if you replicate that, you feel like surely we're almost there if you can do exactly that, because just knocked the stuffing out of Charlton completely, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can take your time on any goal kicks, set pieces and all that.
Good ball over the top for Gordon. Scar read that comfortably, didn't he?
But when we're playing and when we have the ball and we're in possession, then play with a purpose and play with an intent.
You see now on the left-hand side again is Campbell. Little give and go. The return pass is poor. He goes down off the ball. And, it was quite half-hearted, hitting the floor. Didn't really ask for the free kick, goal kick to Wrexham, and a chance for Arthur Gonco to take his time over the set piece. And he wanders slowly across his 6-yard box. He's quite happy to eat up the time. Spots it up, goes to the end of his run-up. And eventually, little stutter steps, he hits it long, right-footed through the middle. Smith is after that, beaten to it by Gillespie. Cleworth fighting against Campbell, helped out by Longman. Free kick goes against Cleworth. Nathan Jones down beneath us has been animated all game. Parkinson has been looking on impassively. Free kick on the halfway line then. Gillespie is complaining that Smith isn't 10 yards away. He looks a good 10 yards, to be fair to me. And Gillespie now signalling left-footed, stands it up towards the penalty spot. Great header again by Scar. It's hooked back in blind by Coventry, and Scar gets his head to it. Just about, shot comes in, is blocked. It was messy. Basically, we had a defender on the floor as Smith is now chasing, and cute piece of defending by Watson, and he's ended up hurting himself. He'd be okay. He blocked Smith off to allow Coventry to get there, and ended up on the floor holding his ankle.
Yeah, well, Scar does so well on the first one in, wins that first header, and then I think just almost slips over as he tries to make connection with the second one as it bounces down. Then two Wrexham players, I think it is, end up on the floor, and luckily the strike in isn't of best quality, hasn't got the best connection on it, so it just takes a deflection. But again, just a little bit of a nervy moment in the box.
Just bumped, isn't he, Scar, and puts him to the floor, but he manages to get a block in on it.
Long goal kick. Smith again looks over his shoulder at Jones, who beats him in the air. James fighting away. That looks like a Wrexham throw. It is on the halfway line, left-hand side. McLean across the take.
So I think Smith is really aggressive with his centre half. He's going barging into him. So now Gillespie's going and Jones are going harder back on him. So now he has to be a little bit cuter now. And as he comes barging in, just go down. And he can't then come in as hard as he wants to.
McLean feeds it forwards, volleyed out through to Wrexham on the halfway line. And of course he's had change the moment he's managed to get a ball that turns that defence as well. We maybe haven't played those balls in for him quite as much as the half's progressed. Can we start to give that sort of service to him as Brunt throws down a line, doesn't reach Rodriguez, Rathbone's there, goes for an expansive switch which comes down with snow on it. Longman controls it beautifully, nearly under his pass, should I say. Cleworth has to chip it clear. Ball's helped on to the halfway line. And Campbell fighting away. Cleworth does really well to win the ball. Longman inside. Under pressure, Dobson and Rodriguez do well. It's very tight in there. Cleworth chips down the flank and that'll bounce through for the goal kick. Not really getting that tempo going just yet.
It's very difficult though to go from walking to a ball when you throw it to then sprinting and being really intensive with the ball. And so there's going to be a very fine balance between that.
Goal kick taken short. And it's fed down the line. Cleworth there first. Knocks it back where it came from. Rodriguez chasing. Edwards heads into midfield. This is where Wrexham can start winning second balls at midfield and putting pressure on. And being purposeful with the ball. Scar helps her onto the right. Cleworth in a bit of space. Drives forwards. Campbell chasing. Good ball. Again, Rodriguez finds space between the lines. Works it wide out to Longman. Charlton committing players again to the press, but cute ball over the top, and Longman a little unlucky perhaps to clip his man's ankle and give away the free kick.
Yeah, he's got to be careful as well, because he's on a yellow. So let's not be doing anything too odd to give the ref make a decision.
Yeah, I think that felt like one of those, didn't intend it, but the moment the guy feels the contact, quite rightly, you can hit the ground and say, well, that's a foul.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned when he booted the ball away. He's obviously attempting the cross, but I think it was definitely after the whistle. We know now the rules say you boot it away, you can always get a yellow for that one. So we might see Ryan Barnett warming up fairly soon.
This is not the game to get a second yellow for that sort of thing. James knocks it long. Smith is isolated, but he does well, battling away. He and the crowd wants a foul. Looked like good defending to me. I think Jones and Gillespie have done pretty well in the air against him on those 5 against 9 challenges. It's when they've been turned that it's been on Smith's turn, should we say.
Yeah, well, I think Smith should be saying, don't play it at me, play it into the space and let me go and run. And it's the ones as well that are a bit quicker, where it's just a little turnover and a flip over the top, and it gives him the space to go and run into.
Ball helped over Wrexham's defence. Cleworth is there first up, hooks it away, and the free kick to Wrexham on the halfway line. As Gillespie went rather through the back of Rodriguez. He takes his time getting up sensibly. I endorse his time wasting. Ooh, a change going to be made. And an interesting one, because Micah Beck is going to come on. Not an experienced striker. He has some league experience, but he's a big unit. And he's coming on now. And they bring it off a centre-back, Lloyd Jones, who was a doubt through injury for this game. So they're going to change shape, you would assume. Watson's come across to get some instruction. The crowd, 12,774, with 1,276 coming up from London. It's felt like twice that.
So it looks like Campbell wing back. And then Watson on the right-hand side.
Long free kick into the edge area. Rodriguez creates a loose ball, and Smith's presence forces a poor clearance. Smith wants a penalty. He's not going to get it as there was contact on him. But Ramsey is blocked twice by Rodriguez. He says it's a corner. It is a goal kick. But again, that front two just working so hard.
There was a little pull on Smith there, I think. Probably not enough to merit a penalty. He goes down and there's not really anything to it. He's just trying to put one in the referee's mind. But Rodriguez doesn't give it up.
Short goal kick. Anderson pops it wide. Ramsey running into trouble as well to recognise that and feed it back. Gillespie pops it to Coventry, works it back. Watson now, as Andy said, now in a left-side centre-back position. Carries it forwards. Brad Edwards, beg your pardon. As the Wrexham fans turn the volume up again.
Yeah, Edwards has gone into that left-hand side. 3 at the back.
That's a good ball over the top forward. Watson brings that well, pulls it in, and Bick goes up wanting a penalty. Referee says no. To be fair, with the exception of Anderson, who's a long way off it, they didn't really ask for a penalty. Cleworth did very well to track that run, though.
Yeah, it was a really good knock over the top, which Watson gets on the end of really well. Really good touch, and does exactly what he needs to do. Puts that ball in the right area, and then just falls, doesn't he? Just gets that touch, which thankfully lands in the hands of Arthur Okonkwo.
But he uses his body so well, Cleworth. He just puts himself in the line of the goal with the player, so he can't go exactly where he wants to. Thankfully, it just jumps up off his foot. It's probably a foul, actually. He's brought down, isn't he?
Of course, it is the 55th minute now, and horrible news last week as Smith is on the chase here. Won't get there, but we'll just throw in. It was the horrible news last week. 2 Wrexham fans in their mid-50s who were great friends who died sadly within 4 days of each other, both in their mid-50s. Absolutely horrible thing to happen, and a beautifully executed and observed minute's applause as now Wrexham are fighting from a throw-in. Can they score after that? It's a free kick. That plays advantage. Longman hits it. He's got to give the free kick there for me. You know, Longman wins the throw-in with a shot, but he had players on him straight away. And he signals, it's right on the edge of the D. You take the free kick every time, surely.
Well, yeah, and he can surely bring it back, even after a couple of seconds and a couple of maybe future potential shots. He can still go, oh, no, that was a free kick. I just wanted to see if it came for anything.
Absolutely, as Wrexham don't make anything. Because
now they've got the ball, you know,
yeah,
they've got the throw in.
Yeah, John Kelly and Rob Munro were the 2 supporters who were paid tribute to then. They both went to St David's. They both settled in London, living just a few miles apart as well. What a sad thing to hear. But this massive, passionate crowd did them proud. Because, as we say about welcome to Wrexham, it's all about community, this. That's a good ball forward to Smith. Does well to force Gillespie to head out of play.
Well, we haven't scored a direct free kick this season anyway, have we? So maybe it was just give us a throw.
We'd have gone back to a Conquo, wouldn't we? Just waste a bit of time. Throw-in, level the edge of the Charlton area. Wrexham are having a spell where we're not making chances, but Charlton are finding themselves stuck in their own half for a bit. This'll do me. Throw taken short, back to Longman, put under pressure immediately by Campbell. Back to the halfway line. Scar takes a touch, stands it down the flank. Rodriguez is blocked off, can't make the challenge. It drops for Anderson, who hooks it over his shoulder, and Bick's not going to get there. Throws to Wrexham on the halfway line. It's interesting putting Campbell at left wing back, that since that change, he's essentially been stuck quite deep on the half, and for me, he's been the one who's looked like he could make something happen. He said maybe I felt he was a bit slow releasing the ball sometimes. The Charlton player goes down holding his face, the ref's not interested. Smith driving down the flank, outnumbered in the end, but it's won back by James. Rathbone to James. Wrexham dominating possession here as Brunt, as Rathbone making a great one on Brunt's season. Brunt, left-hand side, works it out to wide. McLean now taking on Watson on his right foot, back to Rathbone. He sets himself, stands up to the far post, and Smith can't attack that. Carries through to the keeper.
Just think he was trying to get it into Jay Rodriguez, where just overhit it a little bit, and Sam Smith just pinned by his man, can't make that run.
So Wrexham drop back into that mid-block. 59th minute, good work by Matty James, who then surely is fouled. The ref plays advantage. McLean pops it back to Cleworth, and he stands it down the flank. Smith isolated, but fighting, creates a loose ball. Coventry does well to get there first, and he's flicked it over Dobson. Charlton just struggling to tame the bouncing ball, and then when they play it long, it's a poor ball. Scar is in control, runs it back to a Conquo.
It was the first time in the second half you think for a second that Charlton have taken 2 of that midfield out, with Ollie Rathbone and Dobson just caught a bit further forwards on the pitch, but they just can't do anything with it. I think they're really missing Luke Berry in that middle. I think he's a real big blow for them today, but still they've still got that quality in there, but just haven't been able to really work it. Like you say before, Mark, I think Tyrese Campbell's been the one, but now he's been pushed further back, so he's not going to get the same joy.
Great tackle by McLean to Rob Anderson, and he picks it up and drives past him again. Down the left, 3 players in the middle. Hell of a good tackle by Ramsey, a McLean-style tackle. Throws to Wrexham, level the edge of the box, left-hand side.
Yeah, he just sized it up, didn't he, and saw him coming. Great feet by McLean to come up, to wobble out into the space. Just take it. He's not one to roll around, is he, McLean? He'll just jump up and say, let's enjoy that.
The volume goes up again. Rodriguez on the edge of the area, slips, no foul. Ramsey brings it out, slots it inaccurately forwards though. Brunt, good ball. Smith lays it off. Wrexham control the possession in the middle of the pitch. Scar has got his head up but decides to work it square to Cleworth. Cleworth goes long, well charged down by Mbeck, throw to Wrexham on the halfway and right hand side. I've got to say, it's been true all season, but Brunt, having a player that deep who genuinely can use the ball and can play accurate long passes, he can really open a game up, can't he? He's done so well with the balls at his feet. Throw in. And Rodriguez feels he's fouled, nothing given. Calm defending by Ramsey, who works it wise, well charged down though. Again by Rodriguez, that work race once more from that front two. Something to admire.
Well, we've had front two working hard for pretty much 3.5 years because Phil Parkinson won't stand for anything else, but the two today have just certainly stopped so many balls going forward with any quality.
Throw in taken, Cleworth launches it back over the top. It'll bounce out of play. Throw in to Charlton, just short of the halfway line. Left hand side. 61st minute, ball thrown down the line. Powerful header clear by Cleworth. Smith is coming back from an offside position. Free kick. Charlton are getting another sub ready. Take the free kick quickly. Coventry splitting the defenders. It's going to be Kanu, who's been out injured, but returned to the squad today. Daniel Kanu, attacking option. And backing in on the edge of the area, spins, taking on Cleworth, who sticks with him well. Gets a block in, corner left-hand side.
Good striker play by Mbeck. Just turns, spins Max Cleworth, doesn't he? Just doesn't allow him to get a foot in. Which is something he's done so far really well in this game. Just a bit of a chance for Charlton now off the corner.
In swinger, Wrexham has everyone back in their own area defending it. One man on a Conquo and another at the near post. They're not going to bring Kanu on just yet. He's getting a lecture from Jones. Big crowd split around the penalty spot. Played to the near post and flicked on. It's gone behind for a goal kick. Potential high boot, I thought then as well. Wasn't given in Wrexham's favour, but yeah, it went through harmlessly enough in the end.
Well, Matty Jones lost his man in that melee of bodies on the penalty spot. He had to go one side of the group, and Godden was free if it had gone to him, but the corner was low and into that near post and done enough to clear it.
Anderson has come off then. Kanu comes on. And Okonkwo takes his time over another restart. Good lads, well done Arthur. He steps up now, right-footed, drills it. Looking for Rodriguez, who jumps and wins a throw-in. He made some contact on Watson, who felt he was fouled, but it wasn't much. Certainly the refs are entitled to not give that, I think. McLean throws it in. Smith stabs it back. McLean again to Smith. He goes down, wrestle to the floor. Referee says it's a fair challenge. The clearance is blocked in extravagant style by Matty James with a back heel.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That was Hikita.
Yeah. And he got it about 30 yards square as well with the contact on that. And it hit a Charlton player, went for a throw. And, wow. So throw to Wrexham. Longman will take, level the edge of the area. Gets it back from Dobson. Back to the halfway line. Wrexham fans have just been non-stop today. Okonkwo now. Hits it right-footed. Looking for Rodriguez. It bounces beyond him, but it isn't cleared either. And Edwards has to hack it away or back over his shoulder. Well won by Dobson. The ball's flicked on intelligently towards the left flank by Doherty. But when the ball's helped on again, Scar is there. And Cleworth drives the ball down the flank. Ball's headed out of play. Throws to Wrexham 30 yards out. Another chance to slow things down and then get possession in the Charlton half. This is what we want.
Yeah, when it's scruffy and bitty, it's absolutely ideal for us at the moment, especially when we have the ball up in the Charlton half.
Throw down the line, headed clear. James wins it well though. Rodriguez lays it wide, and Longman can't quite keep that in. I mean, it should be said as well, if we can keep just... Oh, he's given a yellow card. Was that
Smith?
Smith.
Just kicked the ball away 2 yards.
A cheap one. I mean, if we can continue as we are at the moment, and we're not making chances, but we're stopping Charlton from doing so, we will, of course, get a Stephen Fletcher cameo soon as well, and he might rough up these centre-backs. They've lost one of their big, dominant, physical centre-backs, of course, in Jones. Throw down the line. Cleworth is headed away. Wrexham onto free kick. Smith is manhandled. The linesman gives that one. Referee sprinting across because there's a bit of verbal afters between Smith and Edwards. The free kick taken quickly. Dobson cuts round the outside. The ref says too quickly. I think Dobson had lost that race anyway, so good. I'm glad the referee said bring it back.
Well, Jay Rodriguez has just had a word in Smith's ear there to say, chill. You know, you're on a yellow now. You don't want to be getting into any fracas that might just get you a couple of yellows each and do anything daft. Just steer clear of it and play your game.
Wise head out there as Wrexham now with Rathbone on the edge of the area. Ball whipped in by James, too flat, volleyed away by Coventry. A voluble groan from the crowd. Okonkwo feeds the ball back out to Longman on the right flank. He pings it over the top looking for Smith. He makes it back for his man and fouls him. The referee gives the free kick. Let's think of what he's saying about Smith. We could see him going off first just to make sure nothing goes wrong, although he has caused them problems, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah.
So Smith, lunging against to try and make the block. Doesn't quite get there, but Coventry gets his pass wrong under pressure from Rodriguez, who has put in a great stint. There is activity, and Stephen Fletcher's taking his bib off.
Yeah, Parky just turned around and went 2 minutes.
So when Fletcher stands up in the dugout, of course everyone in the stand can see him. Ball's knocked forwards, but actually Owen's eyes on the pitch. Nobody's reacted to it. Dobson fighting hard. In the end, it's smashed clear. Cleworth put under pressure, gets his head to it, and James again is there to tidy up. Scar slips though, and it's lucky for Wrexham that Campbell didn't quite react in time. Brunt gets a good foot in just to force the ball back into the Charlton half. But Wrexham just need to get their shape back, and Rathbone does well, stopping Ramsey from playing it forwards. Good tracing by him and Smith, and as a result Wrexham are now back in their shape. Dobson steps out to put pressure on the ball, fed forwards, and Mick's layoff is a nice idea, but it's inaccurate. Longman finds, or tries to find, Dobson, who can't quite back into his path. Charlton lift it long, but it's a slip which allows McLean a free header. Finds Rathbone, he pings it over the top, and it's headed clear. Now, big diagonal from Ramsey. We're halfway through the second half. Wrexham 2 up in this huge game. There's Doherty in the centre circle. He's working it to the right. Ramsey down the line. Watson. McLean immediately snapping at him, fouls him. Bit impetuous that, didn't really need to concede that. Watson was moving back towards his halfway line.
Yeah, I just think Rathbone as well just hit the space. Don't need to hit the man, but this should be a standing ovation because I think Jay Rodriguez has just had his best game in a Wrexham shirt.
He's been excellent, he really has been excellent. And he's done a 69-minute shift, and now Stephen Fletcher comes on to see if he can put the icing on the cake. Fletcher, first job will be to help out in the air off this set piece. Free kick right hand side. And there's movements around the edge of the area. Edwards, left footed, stands it up towards the far post. Headed down into the ground. Wrexham on handball, not given a scramble in the 6-yard box, and the ball is sliced partly away to Longman by Scar, who completes the clearance, throw into Charlton just inside the Wrexham half.
Yeah, I think it was Fletcher who got the final clearance. Really good first touch for him, really, just to get it away. It's a difficult one, just another one in that Wrexham box that just doesn't quite sit. Like you say, a few appeals for handballs. I think the ref's going to give them.
Throw to the edge of the area. Firm header cleared by Clough. Doherty squaring it, but it's a slip by Ramsey as the pass is behind him. The ball's worked over to the right-hand side now. Little prod down the flank. Watson put under pressure. Good tackle that by Brunt, who then hacks a poor clearance straight to Coventry in the corner of the box. Stands it in. Okonkwo's coming, and he grabs it at the second attempt. Look, there was a bit of contact on him. I guess the ref, I think, would have given a foul if that had evaded him, but he was always in control of that bouncing ball, to be fair.
Yeah, you just have so much confidence, don't you, when that ball comes into the box after how good this defence has been in getting on the first ones, or if it's on top of Arthur, you just have so much confidence that he's going to be able to get hold of it.
Fletcher was blocked off by Gillespie, but the ref has only seen Fletcher pushing him out of the way, so it's a free kick to Reading.
Yeah, just got to be a bit cuter. You know, we're right up against them and allowing that contact.
Ooh,
we don't need to.
Sliced ball down the line has fallen kindly for Kanu, who feeds it into the 6-yard box where Brunt intercepts coolly. The clearance is brilliantly flicked on. What a leap by Smith, and a hard tackle on by Ramsey. Throw in, and quite rightly, I mean, the crowd are furious at that tackle on Fletcher. Fletcher got up straight away. When McLean does that, we're not complaining, are we? It was a good tackle, that.
He did get the ball first, definitely, but he left a bit on him, and you've known that when players do that, that normally is a free kick, but Fletcher just managed to get it towed and will take the ball.
Smith wins another good header. Fletcher can't get to it, it's cleared. Brunt nods it out for a throw. 35 yards out, Coventry sprinting across to take it. As you were saying at half-time, I mean, if Charlton want to get a top 2 place, they've got to win this game. I don't think that means they'll take crazy risks personally. I think that a draw would be better than nothing if they could get that and just position themselves for the playoffs. But anyway, here they are now driving forwards. Edwards works it wide. Campbell rips in a good cross, and it's an important defensive header. Puts it behind for a corner. Was it Scar again getting to that?
Of course it was. That man again. And it's a really good header because it's a really good cross. I think it's Kanu just waiting for it at the back post. Probably if he doesn't get the flick, it probably lands with him. And he's open as well, so it could have been a real opportunity for Charlton. Really good header.
It's the first time they've actually got it out wide and straight away put it in the box for runners in. Really important header.
Charlton making a change. Watson comes off, and on comes Alex Gilbert, who's on loan from Middlesbrough. Corner then, right-hand side. Still 18 minutes left. Just one Charlton player in the 6-yard box. He's beyond the far post, trying to get around now. Trouble Okonkwo. Rathbone is wrestling with him. The ball swept into the space he's left, and a powerful header clear. A confident header clear by Brunt. Ball goes back to the halfway line. Coventry stands it up. A good run there by Edwards after taking the corner. Fletcher against 2 men wins it, and then James wins an excellent header. Now then, Smith on the left-hand side has to hold it up. No support. McLean is behind him. Smith is pulled to the ground. Foul given. Rathbone knocks it long, and Charlton will have to start again from the edge of their area. Coventry threading it in. Campbell works it backwards. They've essentially got 3 men up front, Charlton, now, as they look to get bodies into attacking positions. McLean wins a good header, and then when it's given back to him by Rathbone, tries to find Fletcher, doesn't find him though. And it's Doherty working it wide down the right-hand side. A good little cut inside as well. Ball prodded into the box, big foot in by Brunt, and then a smashed clearance by Matty James.
We've just got to be careful not to drop in too much. I know we go into that low block and we're really hard to break down, but we've got to have an outlet to give us a breather.
Exactly. As Wrexham knock it long, and Dobson well to flick on something for Fletcher to chase. Great challenge by him on Gillespie. Throw in to Wrexham on the halfway line. That's a Charlton, beg your pardon. Charlton naturally take it quickly. Campbell has come over to the right-hand side now. And Bick and Kanu are both up front, and Godden is sort of been drifting around in the middle of them. Charlton feeding it forward to Ramsey. Good pass up to the feet of Beck now. On the right-hand side, Campbell will have to go back to the halfway line. Wrexham in that mid-block. Big diagonal by Coventry. It's a nice idea. Longman does his job well. Heads it clear. Dobson under pressure now. Great pace to put him under pressure. But he holds off Kanu and drives down the right. He's only got Fletcher ahead of him. He looks for a big switch for Smith. That is nearly perfect. Ramsey just gets there. Oh, and Smith tackles him in the box. It locks up McLean. He's got to play early. Fletcher was there. He's played it behind him. Oh, first time was on there, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. And I thought he was going to do it, and he just changed his mind, I think, late on. But that initial bit of play from George Dobson's absolutely wonderful. To be fair to the defender, Ramsey does really well to read it, make sure he gets ahead of his man, because if he doesn't, they're in trouble.
That's a good long ball to Golden, who do well to bring it down. But a challenge puts it behind for a corner. Charlton are ramping up the pressure now. Corner on the left-hand side. Ramsey did so well with that last challenge then, and he looked to be just struggling a tiny bit there, but he's jogging up for the set piece. Will be an in-swinger if he comes across, because the crowd are saying the ball's not in the quadrant. The ball's respotted. Small victories. Wrexham again, everyone back. This time it's an in-swing, and Charlton are back in the 6-yard box. Eventually swept him with height to the far post, beyond the far post, nodded down the goal mouth, but hacked partly clear. Smith trying to get there. It's a good ball by Coventry out to the flank. Loads of space now for Edwards to drive at his man. Drills in the shot, it's blocked and ricochets kindly for Wrexham initially. Rathbone can't quite get to it. Doherty dispossessed well. Now can Wrexham break? Longman under a lot of pressure, keeps cool. He's played the ball behind McLean though, and McLean can't quite keep it in. He's angry with Longman, and Parkinson's in. Calm down. Throw taken quickly. Charlton building up the pressure. 15 minutes left. Great tackle by McLean on Doherty. Throw to Charlton.
Well, the problem comes when you get the ball back in that lower third. You've got nobody to play it to if everybody's back. You need somebody to just either make a run and burst a gut to get up there so that we can have a platform to play off.
Wrexham in a low block now, defending the edge of the box. The strikers are only 30 yards out. As Campbell looks to take on Rathbone. Rathbone digs deep and dispossesses him and draws a foul for a shirt pull. That's what you need in that situation when we are so deep. Somebody who's going to step up and do something like that.
Yeah, it's really good defending. Ollie Rathbone, Tyrese Campbell trying to give him the shoulder. Goes right, goes left, goes right, goes left. Ollie Rathbone not having any of it. Eyes on the ball all the way and wins the foul to go with.
What a season he's had. And here he is on the day when the crunch happens. He's standing up to be counted inevitably. Okonkwo right-footed. Fletcher on the edge of the area trying to challenge Gillespie, does well in the air again. Brought down nicely by Rathbone though, and then McLean takes over and drives beyond his man. Good tackle. Ball goes to the throw-in right by the corner flag. This is where Wrexham wants it.
And not in much rush either, I don't think.
100%. McLean then with the ball in his hands. Rathbone is closest to him, but not offering, because Wrexham are not, like I said, keen to get cracking. He throws it in to Smith at the near post, takes it on his chest, slightly mishits his ball to Rathbone, who blocks the initial clearance, but it gets away in the end. Matty James can't quite find Dobson with his header. Ball's played down the flank. It's a decent idea, but Scar again goes to ground and hooks it away for a throw-in before Kanu can get to it. The referee is just stopping Coventry from taking a quick throw, saying he's stolen 10 yards. He leaves it for Campbell. I'm not quite catching the words, but I know the last word is circus.
Football in a circus.
Long ball played forwards by Gillespie. Good header clear by Scar. Rathbone battling away with two men on him. In the end, the ball ricochets out for a Wrexham throw. I'm not convinced that went out, but the linesman's given it. And in front of us, Geraint Parry just puffs his lips out, his cheeks out. That guy is Wrexham through and through. And it's for people like him that you think first if we can achieve this. Brunt throws it forwards, Fletcher battling for it. It drops kindly for Charlton, but then Dobson hooks it clear. Of course, one of a number of players at Wrexham with Charlton connections. Bruns beaten to it in the air well by Carnu. Balls it wide to Campbell, 25 yards out, pulls it back into midfield. Coventry stands it up dangerously. Great header by Scar. They've got to keep it away from Scar. And Longman now driving down the right flank. Smith and Fletcher up with him. Longman cuts inside. He's got movement from Rathbone and works him in nicely. Rathbone will go back to the right flank again. Longman's lurking on the left now as Cleworth goes outside. Dobson prods him in. Cleworth back to Dobson, and Wrexham are happy to slow it down here in midfield because they force Charlton into a defensive block. Cross comes in from Cleworth. Sam Smith! Great header! Brilliant cross! Cleworth the wing back! And you know what? This is starting to look quite good. Took a deflection off the defender, but Smith hit it with such power. I don't think it made any difference either way. Wrexham 3 goals up. What a cross! What a header! What a night we should be having soon.
Well, the head is just absolutely emphatic, isn't it? It's a great ball in from Max Cleworth. How many cross goals have we scored this season? It's unbelievable again from Wrexham. So good. 3-0. But it just comes from Ryan Longman, gets the chance to break away, and he doesn't force it forward, keeps holding it. Wrexham just retain that ball really well. Work it really well. Ends up with Max out on that right-hand side. And he has a look up, sees the opportunity to put that ball into the box. And boy, does Sam Smith head that ball.
Well, when we've done quick and when he creates spaces, Longman certainly just breaking and travelling with the football. Then Max on the overlap from centre-back. And what a perfect cross. Just puts it on a plate and Smith only has to go and attack it. And it's a brilliant header, perfect striker's goal. It's what you dream of. Last night Smith would have been thinking, could I get the goal that takes us up? No, I'll get 2 instead.
He's not finished yet, has he? Lack of ambition. The stewards are out now around the side of the pitch as Charlton still come. Great block. Rathbone with a crunching tackle. And listen to this noise.
Well, at 2-0, it's never done, is it? Yeah. But that third has just awoken the race course in this second half. Oh, by the way, it's happening.
Long ball forwards. McLean does an extravagant hitch kick volley. Fletcher tries to cushion it off. Doesn't quite get it right. It wasn't an easy skill to attempt. Rathbone gets a foot in. Throw in. 10 yards into the Wrexham half, right-hand side. Campbell leaves it for Ramsey. Wow. 83rd minute. 3-0. There are scenes here. Long ball forwards, can't get there. Now Brunt. The 2 strikers ahead of him. He drives forwards, plays it in, looking for Smith. Ramsey intercepts. Brunt keeps chasing and puts pressure on well. In the end, the ball is cleared by Gilbert. Nice little header down by Campbell. Coventry to the feet of Carnu, quickly out to the right. Charlton still going, but the crowd are animated. Brunt breaks that up. James to Fletcher. Fletcher, cute little touch, and Charlton have opened up again here. Longman down the right. Fletcher sprinting in the box. Longman into the area, hits it over. He was always going to shoot, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, when he picked it up, the pass was on straight away. After he had a couple of touches, he had pretty much nothing. Could he create something? A little step over to create the space to hit the shot. He does that, but it then just hits it across. Well defended, though, 1v1. Could have maybe chopped him when he went to ground.
Goal kick to Charlton. And you can't help feeling that this is just something you need to grab hold of and keep with you for the rest of your life. Longman, good ball. The spaces are really opening up now as Charlton push forwards. Dobson driving at Doherty on the right. He pulls it back for Matty James. McLean is demanding it. He's unmarked if they play beyond the far post. Wrexham have gone back and protected possession and back into their own half. And then a big diagonal from Cleworth. He's looking over the top. Fletcher and Smith rather go for the same ball, and neither of them get there in the end. It's kept in by Mannion.
Well, in 2 games where pressure was on, Wrexham have really stood up and been counted. can't tell you how good the Wrexham have been this season, but when the chips are down and their backs are against the wall, they turn up, and they have been excellent in these last 2 games.
Goodness me, yeah. He sort of felt if he can replicate the Blackpool performance, we'll be fine. We have.
Have they bettered it?
Again?
Absolutely bettered it.
Yeah. Ball works over to the left-hand side by Gillespie. There's a ball carried forwards, but the ref has stopped play because there's a beach ball in the goal book. Now, oh, so yeah, the rules changed. Oh, man, we're back. Sorry about that. Something happened as the ball's not long. Still 3-0. Marriott's just come on for Smith, who, as you can imagine, got a bit of a reception. Longman knocks it long. Now Marriott's on the chase here. Coventry has a drop off to feed it back. The whole stadium is on its feet here, getting ready to absolutely erupt. 2.5 minutes left, plus whatever the ref adds on. And Wrexham, we are close to something unbelievable. Charlton coming down the left-hand side, and it's fed in the box much too strong to the delight of the Wrexham fans. Goal kick.
Well,
this is something, isn't it?
I just can't believe what I'm seeing. We knew today there was a possibility that this club could make history, not only history for Wrexham, but history across the EFL in terms of back-to-back promotions. What Phil Parkinson has done for this club could not be overestimated. He's been remarkable, absolutely remarkable, the job he's done, and the players, what they've done today and over the past few years, every single one of them, however many minutes they've had, been unbelievable.
Absolutely right. As Wrexham come forwards again, Longman on the right, again McLean's over at the far post. As Charlton have kept pushing on. I can't help. Oh, that's a good ball to Rathbone, bursting into the box, right channel, hits it! Good save by Mannion. Rebound hits Fletcher, who demands a penalty. Ref is not interested, and the ball is flicked on. Poked clear by Scar. No, it's not poked clear. He finds McLean, or admittedly, McLean doesn't bring it down cleanly. Throw in. Deep in the Charlton half.
Again, though, it was Ollie Rathbone, wasn't it? The way you can just inject that pace into the game, it's remarkable. The importance of his role, like I say, so far this season, well, the whole of this season, it's unbelievable.
Throw down the line, McLean powers the header back over the top. The Wrexham fans making superb noise here. What an afternoon this has been. What an afternoon. Ball's driven long, and Scar again is underneath it. Longman brings under control. Short's being pulled, but he still turns and gets a return pass from Dobson, but can't keep it in. Throw in the halfway line to Charlton.
Well, all eyes on the fourth official. How many minutes are we away from championship? There, I said it. That's the first mention of it, Mark.
You're brave. Well, you've gone there. Well done. Oh man, I'm not going to say it until I've seen it. Although I feel like it's sort of coming into view, you know.
I don't blame you.
3 minutes. The ball's played in, headed firmly clear. Yep, just three. Why are they booing that? I'm not quite sure. Long ball over the top. Marius will chase this down and battles in the box. He just can't quite keep his footing in the end. He's unlucky. So, Wrexham, we have just knocked on the door through the 90s, but it's only one spell of 4 years we've been in the second tier, as Campbell's shot is well blocked by Brunt. But goodness me, what a team this is. As the ball swung beyond the far post, what a setup this is. And you start thinking maybe good things do happen to good people. As the cross into the Wrexham box, James gets rid. Marriott does well to put pressure on the ball and force it further away from goal again. It's going to be a throw to Charlton, but the Wrexham fans are massing around the side of the pitch. The noise is fabulous.
It's special. I tell you what, there are a lot of people looking for a ticket today. I hope all the ones who've had one and are in this ground are absolutely relishing every single second, because there's so many people who would love to be in the Stoke Kairas at this moment in time, because today, like you say, Mark, will live long in the memory. It's another one of those games. Your Boreham Woods, your Forest Green, now your Charlton.
Yeah, exactly. Charlton writing themselves in our history books in a way they wouldn't have expected. I do want to just emphasise as well that this Charlton side set a club record last weekend for most clean sheets in a season, but we stuck 3 past them. Just want to point that out. As Wrexham scrapping in their own half, Matty James gets a foot in. It's picked up in the central position until again Rathbone, the unstoppable Rathbone, gets a foot in. Brilliant stuff from him. He is relentless. Charlton on the halfway line. We've had 2 of the 3 added minutes now, and quite frankly, kind of looks like we may be about to have our last minute in League One for a while.
I've enjoyed it, Mark. I've enjoyed it a lot.
It's been all right, hasn't it? Yeah. The fans are on one final burst. Town are going up. Oh my word, this is something else. The fans are massed around the side of the pitch. What scenes, what remarkable scenes. We've got 15 seconds left now. 15 seconds between us and history. As Charlton moving it around in the Wrexham half. The ball up to Doherty, who chips to the far post. And Okonkwo comes, doesn't get there. It's scrambled away. Great block, actually, by Brunt under the bar. And that's it! That's it! We've done it! We are the first team in history to win back-to-back promotions. Oh, can you believe it?
Well, that's exactly what it is, Mark. History in front of our eyes. We've been on the journey. I don't like the word that much, but that's what it has been. And full credit to every single one of those players, members of backroom staff. But Phil Parkinson, the job you've done, wow, what a hero, what a legend. That is what you are. And to those owners in the box, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 3 times over, 10 times over. How many times will we say it? Unbelievable, just so special, Mark. It's just been remarkable. What a privilege to have been able to watch it and see it unfurl in front of our eyes. This team just written their names into absolute history, haven't they?
It's just astonishing, absolutely astonishing. It's been an honour to share this season with you and Andy. It really has. And the scenes on the pitch now with the fans going crazy, absolutely fantastic. The players are all in amongst there. You can just about see Longman being held up on people's shoulders. Oh man, that is something else. But I can't, you just can't believe it, can you? You can't believe it. I mean, when I was a kid, we were in the second division. My first season was watching it at that level. We couldn't make any real impact at that level. It was just amazing to be there. And now we go in there again. Who'd have thought that when we got 295 fans to our game at Grays Athletic, about 12, 13 years ago? Oh, it's just fabulous, isn't it?
It's crazy, and people can say what they want about. Obviously, we've had the money, we've been allowed that, and that's obviously helped. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't give you that right to be where we've got to right now. That comes from hard work. That comes from effort. That comes from desire, having that confidence, that ambition that we've had at this football club. That belief that's come above more than anything. It's so special, and how lucky are we to have these players, these owners that understand what it means to wear that badge on their chest, to sing the songs, go on the Stoke Kairas, on that hallowed turf. We're so lucky, and long may these days continue. But believe me, this one's going to be a late one.
Yeah, I think so. See James McLean in the middle of the crowd there on people's shoulders, going nuts. Marius is down there on people. They all are. They're loving it. They're absolutely loving it. And they have had to dig deep and fight when they've needed to. They've turned up under pressure. And then today, wow, they did the business. There's no question about that. A 3-0 win against Charlton. Rathbone with a drilling in the first. Wrexham were absolutely unbelievable in the opening stages. The tempo, the aggression, it was like Blackpool all over again. And then Smith getting the second, a tremendous volleyed finish. Mark Hughes got the scissor kick at one end, he's got the iconic one at that end now, the opposite end. And then just to wrap it all up, Smith with the fabulous header in the second half from a clear cross. This is the side that beat Wycombe 4-0 away. This is the side who in doing so set a club record for the most clean sheets in their history. And then we came along, Bea.
We certainly did. I mean, at the start of this season, I think there were a lot of people who didn't really know what to expect. I think I was probably one of them people who were saying, the sort of, that word everyone's saying, why were you saying like year of consolidation? Wow, I regret saying that. Because look at what this team have done. Yeah. Look at what we've achieved. You look at the likes of Birmingham, we always knew they were probably going to run away with it, and full credit to them for doing that. We know we've been in that position. We know how hard it is to when you're expected to just run away with something. But Wrexham, I mean, there's been moments, there's been doubters. Don't doubt this team. Don't doubt Phil Parkinson, because I'll tell you something, they'll prove you wrong time and time and time again. And that's what they've done. It's not all been easy this season, but that bounce back ability, that resilience, the mentality of this squad, it's undeniable. And now they can go and enjoy it. Let's have a party at Lincoln next week, shall we?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, doesn't it? I mean, the symmetry is beautiful, isn't it? We get relegated 2008 from the Football League, and we have a fancy dress party at Lincoln. Classic black humour. Now we can go there and have a party at Lincoln and have a great old time, because this is an achievement, isn't it? It's fantastic. Oh my word. I can't tell you. This is absurd. The two words, I think, of the season, consolidation and hoofball. Well, if this is consolidation, I embrace it. If this is hoofball, I want more of it. This is wonderful.
Long live Parky Ball, that's what I say. Yeah. Tell you what, people doubted the performance or results. It's a results-driven industry, that's what he gives you. This takes Phil Parkinson to 6 promotions in his career. Only 4 of other men have done that. It's remarkable. It just can't be understated. I'm going to keep using these words. I'm running out of adjectives to describe the achievement that this is. Watching Wrexham when I was younger, it was National League, and you just never felt like we were escaping that. We're playing Leicester next season. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I pity Leicester. It's not going to turn out well for them. It's nuts. It's just nuts. There's no two ways about it. What an achievement by Wrexham. What an achievement. The first team in history to eat more chips and not let salad win. The first team in history to win 3 consecutive promotions, including in the Football League. The list goes on. Parkinson has won 25 league games in 4 seasons for Wrexham. We've only done it 7 times in our entire history. It's just phenomenal, utterly phenomenal. Mia has had to go down now to do Matchday Live. That could be quite a fun watch, I've got to say. And I certainly wouldn't blame you if you popped across to watch that. But I'll keep going here because, my God, it's fun. Oh, the scenes, the pitch packed with the Wrexham fans. There's wonderful sights. Flags, Welsh flags waving. I think the players look to have gone in now. They've got their way into the changing room, and that'll be somewhere. Hey, I tell you what, if only we had some sort of TV crew here that would film the behind-the-scenes stuff and let us watch it at a later date. Wouldn't that be nice? But, I mean, it's just fabulous. I mean, last night, like I said, meeting people in the turf, the loveliest people. And being able to just appreciate that what these owners have brought to this club, the positivity that has been around this club, and the sense of belonging, and the way that we want people to be part of this. We want people to appreciate what we have here. But lots of people think their football club is special. We've been able to, thanks to the owners, double down on that, supercharge what we had already. And this is just superb. And there's that little wonderful voice in the back of my head saying, this isn't necessarily the end of it. Oh, my word. You know, I was feeling quite relaxed this morning because I felt the direction of travel is upwards. I'd be so upset if we weren't able to go up this season. But next season, I felt we would do it. Well, now, we've just achieved the ludicrous. You know, we've been promoted once under Ken Barnes, early 60s, once under John Neal, 1970, once under Arvon Griffiths, 78, once under Brian Flynn, 93, once under Dennis Smith, 2003, and that was it. 5 promotions. And now Phil Parkinson's done 3 on his own. 8 promotions in our history. But like I said, I know I've said this before, but you look at what this club's history is. We spent 4 years at the 2nd tier, the championship level. Did I say 4 years? I'm sorry.